Hey mamas, and welcome to the Entering Motherhood Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Marie Bilger, a wife, mom of two, mechanical engineer, VBAC mom, and doula, serving mamas through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. If you're here for this, if you're as pumped up as I am and searching for that fire that you know is deep inside of you, then let's go. Let's uncover what it truly means to enter motherhood. You are a rock star. I believe in you. Let's doula this. Let's crank it up a notch and let's kick it into high gear together. Hey mamas! In this episode, we talk with Helen Thompson, who is a past childhood care provider and is now teaching baby massage. We go into how baby massage can help not only with bonding with our baby, but also building their social skills, helping with digestive issues, teething, and also vital developmental skills. As a parent who works and utilizes childcare, I am all about making the most of the time with my baby and making that time more efficient and learning how to best bond with them in that time that I have with them. So this conversation is full of benefits that correlate to baby massage and learning how we can discover more about our babies and build a relationship with them even when they are little infants. So I hope you enjoy this episode. I had so much fun creating it with Helen, and it is just full of so much. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to Entering Motherhood. I'm happy to have you here today and get the conversation started. But let's start off first by having you introduce yourself.
Well, hi, Sarah. I'm very happy to be here. My name's Helen. I live in the northwest coast of Australia and I teach baby massage, and I've been doing it for the last 15 years. Before that, I worked in the childcare industry for 20 plus years. So I've sort of got a lot of experience with children and mothers and baby massage. And I'm delighted and very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I'm really excited because obviously we did, an episode on your podcast that I will definitely link in the show notes too for this, if anybody wants to hear the conversation that we had on your podcast. So how about you kind of, again, just give a little bit what your podcast is, how long you've been doing that, and what has been your favorite part about podcasting?
My podcast is called First Time Mums Chat. And my favorite part about podcasting is meeting lovely people and talking to lovely people. But the main thing I love about podcasting is the community. I like having a community of mums where we can all, whether you're a mum or you're not a mum or you're expecting or whatever, even if you're a grandparent, you're still part of a community. And I love being part of that community and supporting mums the best way I can and the best way we all can, because I think motherhood is something that is a tricky time for everybody. Even if you're a first-time mum, a second-time mum, a third-time mum, you're still a first-time mum. That's why it's called First-Time Mums, because you're a first-time mum for every child you have. You're a first-time mum for every childcare worker. You're still that first time. It's still that first time experience for that child.
Yeah. I think that's something that a lot of us don't understand until we have maybe more kids, and we think I already had one, this is going to be no problem. And then it's but you're a first time mom having two kids, or a first time mom having three kids. And it's it adds on a whole new complexity to the situation, and you're now navigating it in a whole new way. So yeah, I completely agree with that.
And you're navigating a new baby as well. You're navigating a new child, because every child is different. No child is exactly the same, even if they're twins.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I know they may look alike, but they're still both individuals.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I think that's I don't have twins or anything. I've seen twins, I've met twins. And I think that's, something that's, we are each individual people, and you are a unique mom with your kids and each kid that comes. So circling back around to
Yep.
baby massage and everything that you've been doing, you said 10, 15 years that you've been doing this work?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what got you into focusing on baby massage, and where can we really see benefits with it?
Okay. Well, let's start with. I got into baby massage because I had so many mums when I was working in childcare who used to come to me saying, "I'm stressed. My baby's not sleeping. How do I bond? How do I connect with my baby? I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. I just want to dump them here with you, and I just want a break, because I just can't cope." And I sort of thought about that, and I sort of thought, well, yes, that's how mums, when you first have a baby, that's true. But I sort of thought there must be a way I can help mums with this. There must be something else other than them just dropping the kid in childcare. So I did a bit of research and I found a baby massage class, and I thought, right, I'm going to go and check this out. So I just went and I just observed the mum, sort of saw how it all happened. And I sort of thought, this is really interesting because I could see the connection that the parents were having with their baby. So I thought, right, I want to go and train in this. So I went and did my training in it. And I haven't looked back. I've actually really enjoyed it. And combining that with childcare has really, really helped me to understand, the communication and the bond so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, for someone who puts their kids into childcare and has to be separated from their children, and like those very first few months, yeah, my daughter was only 9 weeks old when we
Oh,
first put
wow.
her in daycare. And so having to be separated, when you talk about that disconnect, I mean, I wanted to go back to work. I wanted to like contribute to
Of
how I was
course.
working before, but I didn't want to necessarily leave my kid at the same time. So,
Mm.
I'm interested to hear how we can build that connection and that bond back with our baby by maybe doing something like massage and building that connection to have with them in the times that, we don't get to see them as often, or we do feel like there's that disconnect, or how you were saying that, like stressed out, like, oh, just take them, like I'm so overwhelmed.
Well, I think there are two angles to that. There's the baby massage side and there's my childcare side as well. So I'll talk about the baby massage side first. But I think having that massaging your baby is so important because you're giving them that touch. You're releasing oxytocin, which is a love hormone, but I like to call it the cuddle hormone because you're watching your baby's cues as you massage them, and you're looking in their eyes, and you're smiling at each other, and you've got that skin to skin, and you're touching and you're communicating with them. And if they've got issues, I mean, any sort of tummy issues or anything, you can gently help them ease those tummy issues by just chatting to them and communicating with them and saying, right, well, I'm just going to touch your tummy now, and I'm just going to touch your legs now, I'm just going to touch your arm now. And you can see their reaction. You can see whether they're smiling. And if they're not smiling and are looking away, well, then they may not want a massage. But you're learning those body cues, and you can see your baby smiling, which is at you, which is so beautiful for a mum, particularly. And it gives you, if you're stressed at the end of the day and you've gone and picked up your child and you're giving them a bath time, and you just want that connection. That's valuable for that respect, and it helps you to build your confidence to know that you can relax with your baby more as well. And it also helps dads too. I want to mention dads in there as well. I mean, I know mums, we're talking about mums, but it's a great connection for dads as well, because that they can bond. Because I mean, if you're breastfeeding, the dad might feel left out, so he can sort of massage the baby as well and build up that bond with the baby.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, completely. So what are different, maybe like top massages that are like common in babies? Like I'm thinking like, oh, like a massage, like, like your shoulder massage and things like that. But then I'm like thinking, for a baby, is it more like if they're breastfeeding, like maybe like around their cheeks, or like you were saying, like their tummy, if they're colicky or anything, like
it,
are there
yeah,
common places
I
to start?
think it depends. I mean, baby massage, you mentioned your cheeks. Now, baby massage can help with teething because by rubbing the baby's cheeks, you're actually releasing some of that pain in their gums when it's going through. And if you use any gels, which I use here, we have Bonjela. You can put a bit of Bonjela inside the gum, and while you don't massage inside the gum, it's always sort of outside the cheeks. And just by doing that, you're helping to release teasing. It also helps, as I said, with digestion. I mean, it doesn't have to be colic. Colic's just one of the things it can assist with, but it can help with the digestion. It can help with the lymphatic system because as you know, the lymphatic system is basically. I'm not a doctor, but I know it's basically the waste system. It's all that waste, and when you're massaging, you can help release all that waste and helps build their immune system. And a hand-eye coordination. I mentioned, when you're talking to your baby, it helps with their social skills. There's so many. Those are just a few. There are so many different benefits. But those are the ones, and the senses as well, touch and smell and seeing and communicating. They're all important as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I didn't even think about, communication and that being something, sometimes you're sitting there with your baby and you're like, what do I do with them? They're not like doing anything. Like you just want to stare at them and be like in all of them. But like being able to do like a little massage and say like, oh, like I'm feeling your belly. Like they're learning their body parts. They're hearing your voice. And like, that's such a way to connect with them and really bond with them. Just having some sort of conversation. Like I know like our pediatrician always just said like, like explain things that you're doing, like talk through like, oh, like here I am stirring the pot of pasta or like whatever you're doing, like really just over explaining basic stuff because it's all new to them. They don't know what their belly is. They don't know what their cheeks are. So like touching those parts and saying the names, I think is excellent for just like verbal communication and such in that sense.
Yeah, and it's also, I think, to bring on, you mentioned the touch. I mean, touch is so valuable because we all thrive on touch, and particularly babies, they love to be touched. But they also like to be respected. And this is something I was going to mention too. They also like to be respected. So asking your baby if it's okay to massage them. And people sort of say to me, but how can I ask a 3-month-old baby or a newborn baby how to be massaged if they want it? But they give you those cues. If they're looking at you, if they're smiling at you, if they're kicking their legs excitedly, they can tell you whether they want it or not. And if they're looking away and they're crying or whatever, well then, they're telling you, no, I'm not quite sure that I want a massage at the moment. I might just want a cuddle. And I think it also gives them that autonomy and that respect. That's another thing. It's sort of teaching them that respect of touch and respect of communication. It's sort of asking them, is it okay if I talk with you now? Is it okay if I give you, a massage right now? It's teaching them that respect. It's teaching them that it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
And if they do say no, to respect that and not to go ahead, unless they've got colic and they're in pain. Well, then I would say to them, look, I know you said no. I know you're in pain right now, but I'm going to do the colic, help you with your tummy to help you release all that colic. But tell them what you're doing and why you're doing it so they know that you're not disrespecting them.
Yeah, I love that. That's so that's so important to like just be aware of because you might think like, oh, like, they can't communicate with me. Like they're only a couple months old. But I think like we do, and the more that we do it and bond with our babies, I think like you can pick up on those things. And even just being in the practice of doing it so that when they are able to fully communicate with you, they know that those conversations are normal and what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Even picking them up in the morning, that's all communication. Picking them up in the morning and saying, good morning, Joe, whatever your baby's name is. I'm just picking you up. We're going to get ready for the day. We'll change your nappy/diaper. And we're just going to get ready for the day and communicate and tell them what you're doing.
When would you suggest is the best time to be doing a massage with our baby?
The quiet alert state is when they've just woken up, they're alert, they're excited, they're looking around, they're looking around at people, they're looking around at the universe, they're sort of looking around at the room, and they're sort of smiling and they're sort of wanting to be engaged with. That's the best time to do it, because if you miss that stage, and you miss the stage when they're getting a bit grumpy or they're hungry or they're tired, they're not going to benefit from it, and neither are you, because they're just going to say, nah, I don't want this. You know what it's like when you're tired and you don't want to be tired, you just want to go to sleep, or you just want to be fed or watered or whatever it is. And the babies are exactly the same. So it's in that state when they've just sort of woken and they're fully awake and they're ready to be engaged with and to be communicated with. That's the best time to do it. And the other time, I guess, if you get into a routine, is to do it just before bed as well, because that'll help to relax them and help them to go to sleep. But I was going to suggest with a newborn, or up to about sort of say 4 months, I wouldn't do it before. I mean, any time I wouldn't do it before a bath, because you've got oil and everything on them, and you don't want oil and water don't mix.
Yeah. So, you mentioned like oil, like what kinds of things can we use when we're giving them massages? And then you also mentioned, what did you say for like in their mouth?
Oh, well, that's something that we use here I'm not recommending that as a product, because I think you've got to sort of go, I'm just covering my back here, have to go to a doctor or whatever for they've got really bad teething. But in Australia, we have something called Bonjela.
Okay.
And it gives you the directions on the back of how to use it. And, in childcare, parents used to frequently give us Bonjela to sort of put on the baby's gums. I mean, that does help.
Yeah.
But massaging the cheeks for the teething, I think is great. And the other thing which people don't actually know about teething, have you ever heard of reflexology?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know very much about reflexology, but I've learned a little bit through baby massage. And your hands and your feet relate to all the different organs in your body. And if you actually massage your toes from the big toe to the little toe, that's actually part of your teeth. I don't know the particular, I'm not going to go into it because I don't know, but I do know that if you massage your baby's toes, you're actually relieving their teething problems as well.
Oh, that's so interesting. That reminds me, I do remember seeing an image of like a little baby foot with different parts kind of color code it and saying like, oh, if you massage like this little bit or like this little bit, it has like different benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Like different parts of the foot is really connected to a whole bunch of different parts in our whole body.
Yeah, that's right. It is. I mean, as I said, I don't know much about reflexology, but you learn little tidbits about these if you do different modalities, and massage definitely gives you those tips. So yeah. Because I never realized that until I sort of learned baby massage, and I was looking at some of the moves I've learned, and I thought, oh, that actually helps with teething. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's crazy how like our whole body is interconnected. And like, I mean, for somebody listening, like if you've never personally gotten a massage yourself, like I say, like go out and like get one, like see what it feels like. And I never like even got a massage until I was pregnant with our first. And my husband had actually gifted me like a prenatal massage. I was 30 some weeks pregnant. And that was the first time that I ever got like professionally massaged in my life. And it's wild, like just the way that it can help us, all over our body. So like, I can only imagine with like a little baby, like being able to experience that, what that would be like.
Yeah, it's nice. And I think mothers who massage or parents who massage your babies also get to know how big they get too, because you start when you're a little baby and the little legs are so small. And then when they get bigger, you're massaging, you think, oh, your legs got bigger or your arms got a bit bigger. And, you just sort of, I think you observe your baby a lot more. Because of the communication, and you're connecting with them a lot more. You're seeing a lot more things about them that you might not notice before. because you're so close and up personal with them. And yeah, it's not, you can
Yeah.
massage them when you're changing the nappy as well. I mean, that you can still do, that's all part of massage. And doing
Yeah.
it in small doses as well, especially when they're little. You don't have to do the whole massage sequence straight away. I mean, in fact, I'd recommend it you don't until your baby gets used to it. Start slowly and then build it up. And once they've got used to it, they'll love you to do the whole lot, but just do it gradually, just build it up slowly. Not
Yeah.
try and do so much all at once, because as I said, if babies
Yeah.
don't want to be touched, they'll let you know. And it's better to just do it gradually in small doses. And then once they've got used to certain parts, then you can go on to the next part. And yeah.
Hey mamas, quick break here to talk about Love Held, which is a company that makes beautiful ring sling carriers. Since we were talking about our babies and bonding with them and really connecting with them, I thought it was a good segue into what these slings can provide, all while looking great and being able to easily fold down and fit into a diaper bag or store somewhere if you're tight on space. I absolutely love them. And Love Held now also creates bedding, bath, and kitchen linens too with their unique hand-woven material. So go head over and check them out for yourself. I'll leave a link in the show notes. Let's get back to the episode. So tell us specifically what you do when working with moms and what that kind of looks like. Like, do you have virtual services, just in-person services? Like, what all goes into that?
Well, I do both. I have virtual services and I work on one-on-one with mums. I personally don't massage the baby. I don't know if you can see in the video, but I have two little dolls at the back there. I teach them on those dolls. To me, as we're talking about the connection, it's the bond that you have with your baby, and it's the mother that does it. So I demonstrate everything on the dolls, and I go through the process very slowly, and I'm always sort of stopping at each section to sort of ask if the mums need help, or if they need connection, or whatever they need. So I don't rush through it. I do it very slowly. I have, as I said, I have one-on-one classes. I do them and I have group classes as well. But I'm sort of now going more towards online. That doesn't mean that I don't get the bonding and the communication, because you can still do that online these days. But I do like the one-on-one classes the best,
Yeah.
because you see the mums connecting together. But the online classes can be exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's like something that's so important. So like in your clients or like mothers that you've worked with, parents that you've worked with, like what has been the biggest change? Like, is it the bonding that they have with their babies, or how has their mood adjusted with doing this? Like what's the biggest change
I
that you've
think
seen in doing it?
I think it's the connection that the mothers have had and the parents have had. I mean, they've come back, and it also helps with the colics. And I've had a lot of people come back to me after they've done their sort of colic, tummy time and the colic one, that they've actually said, my baby's feeling so much better, and my baby and I really love being massaged now. They love the connection that they have. And they say it's been helping them to sleep. I didn't mention that as a benefit, but my baby's more relaxed, I'm more relaxed, so that therefore they've slept better, or they're much calmer at certain times of the day, because we have that time together, and we have that respect for each other. And I guess those are the sort of main things that I've heard parents say. They slept better, their colics much better if they've had it, or their tummy feels much looser. And I've been singing with them, and I've been communicating with them, and I find out things that I didn't even realize that my baby did. I know I can sort of look in their eyes, and I can see them smiling at me, and all that. Yeah, those are the main things that our parents have said to me. And
I
they
love
haven't
that.
realized that before. They haven't realized that by just that bond and that connection. I guess I don't know, I guess it's releasing of that oxytocin that I mentioned before, that,
Yeah. What do you call it? The
between
cuddle
both of you.
hormone.
Yeah, I call it the cuddle hormone.
I love that.
But it's technically it's not the cuddle hormone. It is the hormone of love. But I think it's nice to call it the cuddle hormone, because that's what you're doing. You're you're embracing your baby, and you're giving them that cuddle. It's maybe not a sort of physical cuddle, but you're embracing them in that touch and that skin to skin. And that's what's so lovely about it.
Yeah. What kind of resources do you have going on right now? And do you have anything that might be able to help like jumpstart us into, like the first little movements that we can do with our baby, or like where to kind of start if we're interested in getting into baby massage?
What you mean, interested in baby massage just in general, or
just like between you and your baby?
I think I'd always sort of, maybe just start doing it on the legs, because that's where babies are so used to being touched, because you're changing their nappies all the time, and you're starting with the legs, just while you're asking them and telling them what you're doing when you're changing their nappy. I keep wanting to say nappy, but I know you say diaper, but when you're changing them, just sort of give them a gentle leg massage, and just say, look, I'm just going to give you a gentle leg massage. But as I said, you always ask permission, because you just let them know, and you say, look, I'm just going to give you your leg massage. And if they winch, well, yeah, just connect with them, and just sort of put your hands on them when you're when they're lying down gently, and saying, is it okay if I give you a massage? And just gently give them what I call the velvet cloak. You start from the shoulders and you go all the way down the side of the body to the legs. That's sort of giving them that sort of embracing, warm feeling. If you have a massage, you have that I think it's what they call when they start the massage, they go from the shoulders and they just get you used to the massage. And that, yeah, just that. And you mentioned oils before. Oils, I would recommend using pure organic oils, not mineral oils, because they're too harsh. And sunflower oil, almond oil, apricot oil, because they're all moisturizer. But always do a little patch test first, to make sure that because you don't want to massage your whole baby with oil and then realize they're allergic to it. So always do a little patch test first. And essential oils, there's a bit of controversy with essential oils. Some people say use essential oils, but I personally don't like using essential oils, because I think they're too strong for babies. But they are very beneficial, but I think they're too strong for babies.
Yeah. Well, I love it. Do you have anything else that you feel like you wanted to add to give, like advice for new moms, or just like a little extra added thing that you'd want to say to a mom that's going through, a newly postpartum time?
I think I'd say embrace with your baby and give baby massage a try, and communicate with them. Because if you are going through a stressful time, if you are, going through postnatal depression, or whatever you're happening with you and your baby, by just touching them and communicating with them can release that postnatal depression, because you're talking to them and you're communicating with them. And just take the time to be with your baby and give you both that mum and baby time, because it will help you relax more if you know that you're giving them that quality time, because that then you can sort of say, okay, well, I'm just going to have a break now. But if you give them that time to begin with, and your baby connects with you and they understand that you may be what you're going through. And I just say, chill out and just try and relax with your baby. I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but give yourself the opportunity to try baby massage, even if it's just the legs, even if it's just the arms, even if it's just the feet. Just engage with them through touch, because touch is so vital for our survival.
I love it. So how can we get in contact with you? Where can we reach you? Give us all that information.
You can get in touch with me. I have a website called mybabymassage.net. I also have an Instagram page as well, which I post on. I do have a Facebook page, but I'm tending to shift more towards Instagram at the moment. And if you go to mybabymassage.net/me, you will get all the information I've just said. There's links to all of what I've just said. So that, yeah, if you go to that, you'll connect with me. And I always love connecting with people and hearing their views. I mean, even if a mum isn't sure about baby massage and wants to know more about it, please, I'm very happy to engage with them and try and support them the best way I can.
I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing everything that you know and, teaching us about how we can bond better with our babies through baby massage.
Well, thank you, Sarah. It's been a pleasure being here. And I look forward to connecting with you and your mums more and being a part of a nice village and a nice community.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks again. Thank you, mamas, so much for listening. Remember, you are a rock star. I believe in you. Let's doula this. Let's crank it up a notch and let's kick it into high gear together. Hit that subscribe button, share this episode with a friend, message me, email me, call me, beat me. You know how to reach me. We're doing this, mamas. I am so excited to catch you here next week. This is your one-stop go-to place for helping you find the resources you need to make the best choices for you and your family during pregnancy, birth, and most importantly, postpartum. See you later, mamas.